I'm meteorologist Jaclyn Whittal. What an active day across the country. And I don't mean just storms. I mean everything from temperatures rising abruptly or temperatures dropping abruptly, depending on where you're at. We have snowfall starting to set up down through the states, and then all that working up the eastern seaboard on its way to us here in Atlantic Canada. But let's go to this. This is neat. Dana Batiste, she often comes on air and does some different weather segments with me. Lethbridge, Alberta today went from minus 12 degrees Celsius to +2 in an hour. That's the key point. That's a 14-degree difference, and that's a Chinook, folks. When we talk about downsloping winds, there's a reason they call them a snow eater, because they can just melt snow like that, like within hours. And if you saw any footage out there today of the Chinooks, it's very mild and it's very windy out there. Deb has been certainly getting blown around out there. All right, satellite image yesterday illustrating the Pineapple Express. Again, my friend Dana, thanks very much for supplying this. But look at this. This is really neat. So not only just the cloud cover I want to highlight on this visible satellite image, I want to just show the moisture, because clouds equal moisture. So that is what they call an atmospheric river of moisture, a flow of a river of air, if you will, moving into the west coast of Canada and the States. And we'll show you that in a second. Let's go now to the IR satellite. So there again, there's that surge of moisture. That's actually in real time. And then we see this system up on the west coast working its way in. You had a bit of a lull today, but you're back into another round of wicked weather in terms of snow. This is a beautiful comma shape that comes up on this infrared satellite image. And then this is our big system that I said was going to work its way up the eastern seaboard into Atlantic Canada. But to start the story off, let's show you the west coast. So we see higher elevation snowfall in the forecast yet again, one series of lows after another. And that's that Pineapple Express. It's like a little train, just the jet stream ushering in more moisture. This is Thursday evening, so another break and then another round of rain. How much rain? Well, some areas could get up to about 90 millimeters of rain. And in terms of snowfall, easily 30 plus into the mountains. Into the prairies, well, you've had winter storm warnings going on throughout much of your Wednesday. But look at these temperature contrasts. Again, Lethbridge minus 16 on Tuesday. Today they're 8 degrees. Talk about a Chinook wind. Medicine Hat yesterday minus 15. Today +6. Calgary minus 17. Today +4. You get the idea. All right. So on that theme of temperatures, lots of temperatures that are diving far enough south to create snow in Atlanta, Georgia. Well, why? Well, we look at these types of maps into the future, and it gives us an indication of what we can expect. So you see that lighter blue that just went through Ontario. That's good news for them. Slight warming temperatures in the coming days, and it's certainly been frigid over the past many days. So again, that cold air working its way into the States, icy conditions, could see up to 10 to 25 millimeters of freezing rain. And if you remember the Ontario ice storm, it doesn't take much to do a whole lot of damage. 35 plus centimeters on the north side of the storm as it works its way into Nova Scotia by your Thursday afternoon. You can start to see it nudge in. That's all going to start as straight snow to begin, but then we're going to transition over to rain. So the southern shores of New Brunswick, you could have the risk for potential flooding, because we're going to start with heavy snow, then it's going to switch over to the rainfall, heavy rain, and then that obviously can give the risk of flooding. But what I also want to highlight are the winds. Winds could be gusting in excess of 100K, and then another system lined up to do pretty much the same thing. But one last thing to show, look at these temperatures as we start to get into the switch between snow to rain. How do we know that? Well, we start to see that yellow nudge into the southern shores of Nova Scotia just above the 0 degree mark. More on this as our Stormwatch coverage.
Go to theweathernetwork.com.